Hi folks, this is Dr. CYWES. I'm the Carb Addiction Doc, and today we're going to talk about my perspective on fasting. Obviously, fasting is a huge, big topic. My friend Jason Fung has made a name for himself in it. He's written books on it. It's a huge, big topic. But I just want to throw out a couple of pearls for you in terms of how I fast. One of the things for me that I am more focused on than anything else in my practice that I think distinguishes what we do in our practice from what a lot of other folks do is that my primary focus is sustainability. Okay? Doing something. Oh, I'm keto, I'm Atkins, I'm doing... Anybody can do anything for 90 days, for a year or two. But if you look at your life, if you look at how old you're going to be when you die, and let's call it 100, and you subtract your current age from that, that's how long you want to do this for. And, I'm 27 years old right now, which means I've got to do this for the next 73 years, if my math is correct. I guess I'm too old to do proper math. But the point is, I've got to do this for a long time. And so for me, and I've been doing this for quite a long time for myself, so for me, the purpose of fasting isn't therapeutic. It's not there to lose weight or to get into ketosis or to do... The purpose for me of fasting is to create a weekly routine. And for those of you that are rookies, you can try the intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is BS, in my opinion. I mean, you should do it, but the concept is crazy. My dog that I feed in the morning and the evening isn't intermittent fasting at lunchtime. He's just not eating. So if you can't go 4 hours in a day, like most school kids now can't go 4 hours in a day without having a snack, that's ludicrous. My 3-year-old son eats 2-3 times a day. He's not fasting. He's not dying of anorexia. He's just not eating because as a mostly carnivore-leading child, he's eating once or twice a day, maybe 3 times a day, and getting more than enough nutrients in place, which he is then storing and using. Okay? So that's the first principle, storage and utilization. So for me, fasting is something beyond 24 hours, where you don't eat in a day. And the ideal is at least 36 to 48 hours, but definitely not longer than 5 days. So here's an interesting question. Think of any carnivore animal. Think of vultures and eagles and hawks. Think of snakes and crocodiles and alligators. Think of the big cats, the lions, the ocelots, the bobcats, the tigers. Think of all of the pure carnivore animals. Now, humans aren't entirely pure carnivore. We're more omnicarnivore. But I cannot think of a single carnivore animal in the wild that eats every day. They're opportunistic, but most of them are only eating a couple of times a week, and sometimes only a few weeks, a week or two in a month. Snakes, crocodiles. So what those animals are doing is they're having a massive binge, pure animal, basically fat, protein, minerals, vitamins, trace elements, metabolizing that, taking days to process that, even maybe a week to process that in the case of a snake or an alligator, and then living off that stored food for a protracted period of time. Not getting malnutrition, not getting anorexia, but living off that food. Now, that is the most radical. Those are the pure carnivores that are eating very seldom with massive amounts. Now we come to the omnicarnivores. If you lean more on the vegetable side, you need to be eating much more frequently. You need to be more like a cow or a gorilla that is grazing all day long. But if you're like me, who is mostly 95 plus carnivore, we're very, very carnivore based, we don't need to eat that often. Maybe not only every 2 or 3 days a week, but once a day, once every other day. And under those circumstances, those longer periods of not eating, where it's eating 1 meal a day, which is my typical day during the week, or maybe doing a 48-hour fast, has enormous benefits in terms of prolonging utilization. Don't ever think, just like those carnivores that only eat once or twice a week, if that you're going to die of malnutrition. Your micronutrients are more than adequate, especially if you eat some eggs, dairy, liver, or small fish or sardines. or you eat the tripe or the intestines and things of the animals like most carnivores do. But don't ever be worried about micronutrient deficiency. Don't be worried about protein deficiency, and don't be worried about fat deficiency if you're eating adequate amounts. So in my own daily or in my own weekly cycle, I eat one meal a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's highly carnivore. Saturdays and Sundays, from a social perspective, I'll eat once or twice because I'm eating with my family, I'm eating with my friends. Never more than 2 meals a day, always planned ahead. But I have no calorie Mondays. And there are times on Mondays, yeah, I'm human and I've been a fat guy, so I understand what eating like a Rottweiler is, what eating continuously is, what snacking like crazy, what eating a lot of carbohydrates are. And I'm still, even though I've been doing this for a long time, trying to undo it. And there are times through the day where I need a little help, but I don't want caloric help. And during the day, I may use coffee. But actually, folks, this isn't coffee today. It's evening time. And I don't want to be pumped up with caffeine. And Peak Tea, these guys here, they sent me some samples. It's called Peak. This is a very convenient, but also a very safe form of tea. Yes, it's plant-based, but it's been purified. It's cold extracted. It's little crystals that come in a package, and it's been purified of phenols, purified of other plant products that may be not toxic, but I may not want in my system. And it comes in a very convenient bag, a little package that I can carry with me. I can put it in anything I drink. And on a Monday, I will have one or two of these Peak Teas. Or maybe on a morning where I don't feel like having a caffeine load, I don't feel like my coffee, I'll have one of these boys and I'm mixing it up. And I'm not just advertising this, I'm not just marketing it. I truly use these guys a lot. And my son Rian will have these at a meal when we go out. It's called his special drink. So we get water at the restaurant, costs us nothing. We'll toss one of these in because they're very convenient to transport. And I trust this product with my son. So I use it when I'm fasting. And I use it to help me to create that Monday as my routine fast each day. So what happens is I fast, I eat on a Sunday night, and I eat again on a Tuesday night. So I've got a 48-hour period where I'm not eating. The Peak Tea or the coffee is my bridge drink, bridges me across the need to eat to get through to the next night. And what I'm doing there is early on a Sunday night, I'm storing what I ate on Sunday evening. I don't eat bigger or differently because I'm in a fast. I just have a regular Sunday meal. I then store that through Sunday night. By Monday morning or by Monday midday, I've stored everything. And I can measure that in my blood work. Then the first phase under the influence of glucagon is where I'm using the glycogen in my liver. The sugar that came from the protein I ate the night before that's stored in my liver, I'm using that up. I may go for a run early Monday morning to accelerate that before work. Okay, it just accelerates the removal or the utilization of that sugar from the liver. Once my liver is empty, I'm in much better shape because the next step is you convert across, under the influence of glucagon, you convert across into fat utilization. So you use glycogen first, then you use fat. And for the protracted period of time, for as long as I'm not going to eat, I will be in fat utilization mode. And that's why I like a no-calorie drink. Some of them have caffeine, some of them don't. But I'm going to be in fat utilization mode for at least 25 to 30 hours through to the Tuesday night. And then I'll eat again. And what that's doing is using those stores. So I'm cleaning out those stores and I'll replenish them the next time I eat. No different than a carnivore does every time they don't eat. That's the principle. So if you're carnivore, it's probably not necessary, except for very limited circumstances where you're on the underweight side, to eat that frequently. But again, we can talk about that. If you're interested in understanding more about this, give me a shout, 561-517-0642. If you're interested in the Peak, check the show notes. There's some promo codes out there. Yeah, they're paying me to do this But I'm not doing this because I'm getting paid. Please understand, I would never do that. I'm talking about peak tea because I personally use it and my family uses it. It's convenient, we like it, and it works. I am the Carb Addiction Doc. If this has made you think I've done my job, if you're interested in a consult to understand how carnivore fits into your eating pattern, 561-517-0642, bring up the topic, but let's talk about it. Set up a consult.